Now, too, and I mentioned Gamblers Anonymous is, in fact, in your phone book. Thank you very much. Well, we have a nice hand for everybody. When we come back, we're going to say, where are they now? Pixanne from the Magic Forest, right after this.
Pixanne. Fly with me now through my magic forest, and we'll share lots of adventures and fun today. Don't go away.
Do you want to make more money? Of course, we all do. So find out how easy it is to train at home for a better career. Pick up the phone and call this free number. There's no obligation and no salesman will visit you. Here at International Correspondence Schools, more than 9 million men and women have trained for job promotions and new careers without setting foot inside a classroom. And now at home in your spare time, you can get your diploma or get your degree. Choose any one of these courses: high school, TV VCR repair, computer programming, child daycare, auto mechanics, hotel restaurant management, electrician, legal assistant, veterinary assistant, interior decorating, medical dental office, travel, or get your degree. You can major in business management or in accounting. Call for free information on any one of these courses. Then decide if you want to train at home for a better career, to make more money, or advance in your present job. Call 1-800-435-1300. Operators are on duty to send you free information by return mail. Call now, 1-800-435-1300.
Hi, Mike Strug here from Channel 3. You may not know this, but I've got the power to grant wishes. No, really. You send me your wildest dreams, from flying in a hot air balloon to singing in an opera, and I may make it a dream come true on Eyewitness News. See what I mean on my special series, 3 Wishes.
Tonight at 11 on Channel 3's Nightcast.
Hey, for me, granting wishes is a snap. Well, almost.
The Jefferson Awards for Public Service have become a major national honor. I'm Jack Jones for KYW TV3, joining the American Institute for Public Service, seeking people in our community who help others and receive little or no public recognition. If you know someone making a difference, send their name, address, and a one-page description of their service, along with your name, address, and phone number to me, Jack Jones, the Jefferson Awards, KYW, Independence Mall East, Philadelphia, 19106. The deadline is February 15th.
You like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are. Or would you rather be a mule? Now a mule is an animal with long funny ears. He kicks up at anything he hears. His back is brawny, but his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. But if you don't like to go to school, you might grow up to be a mule. Or would you rather swing on a star?
Well, all this week we've been asking the question, whatever happened to of notable Philadelphia television personalities? And here's today's special guest on our own show, which ran for 9 years on Channel 10. That was Pixanne singing, and here she is several years later, removed from the Magic Forest. Please welcome Jane Norman.
Hello. Good to see you. Oh, my goodness.
Hello, Pixanne.
Would you like to sing on a star?
Carry moonbeams home in a jar. Well, the Magic Forest probably just isn't the same without you.
Oh, it lives again. Phil, I've got something for you.
What is this?
I mean, I want all of you to know that the proper way to become a talk show host, a star, and have your very own talk show is to start work first in a magic forest where you move around toadstools and other sort of mushrooms and flowers, and you too can end up a star just like Bill Boggs. This is from the forest.
I appreciate that. The reason Jane says that is my first job in television was on Channel 10, WCAU. I was one of the crew, and I used to set up the Magic Forest. It didn't really grow out of the studio. They were props. It's true. It was a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
Jane, how did the whole thing begin for you? I mean, Pixanne's a little bit like Peter Pan. Tell us how the character was created.
Well, Bill, I always wanted to be Peter Pan. I mean, I really thought I was Mary Martin. She thinks she's Mary Martin. I knew I was Mary Martin. And I always wanted to play Peter Pan on Broadway. but I thought better start without starting on Broadway. I better start here. So I went, first I taught school, and I knew I didn't want to do this my whole life, although I did enjoy it. I knew I wanted to perform. So while I was teaching, I would compose songs and practice them on the children, and I knew which ones worked and which stories worked and which didn't. And I went to WCAU, and I walked in cold off of the street. And I don't know if you can do this today. I think you probably have to have an agent or
a show someplace else or whatever.
You know,
what happened?
Whatever. And I walked in there, and I said, I sing, I dance, I tell stories, and blah, 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 blah. And they said, all right, we'll take you into the studio, which they did. They just took me to this big, cavernous studio, no lights or anything. It was scary. And there was a wonderful piano in there, and I sat down, and I played, and I did exactly the same things that I did when I was teaching.
Right.
And they said, okay, you're terrific. Go home and think of a program idea.
Jeez, lest we forget, Bill Cosby also, as a teacher, a substitute teacher, worked out a lot of comedy material, too. Yeah. There's a lot of talent out there in the school system.
There is.
Well, Jane, what are some of the things over the years that you did this on Channel 10 that happened in the Magic Forest, that maybe sort of in the outtake?
Some of which you probably remember. By the way, Bill, thank you for not mentioning my blooper.
Which one was
Oh, God. There is, of course, a very famous blooper tape that suddenly ended up on, I see lots of heads nodding, ended up on Dick Clark's bloopers and
I don't think I ever saw this. No, tell me about it. What happened?
And I thought, don't run that. Please don't run that. Well, it was Fire Prevention Week.
Yes.
And it was the first, oh, I know. Oh, God,
You know?
it's so embarrassing. And no one told me that you could ever stop tape. I'm theater trained, and I thought the show keeps going on. And I'd told the kids about fire prevention, and afterwards the firemen come in, and we do a final thing where he lights a great big ring of fire. And I said, okay, Chief, thank you very much. It's time to put the fire out now. And he takes the fire extinguisher, and he goes, psh, and like the candles, the birthday candles that keep lit after you blow them out, he couldn't put the fire out. So I said, I'm dancing around, ha, 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 ha. And I said, Chief, it's time now to put the fire out. And he does it again, and it won't go out. Meanwhile, the forest is filling with smoke.
Where's Smokey the Bear when we need him?
And Bill and I both know a director that used to direct the show, and Jimmy cues the music, and I go, I'll see you in the forest. It was terrible. So thank you for not bringing that up.
I'm glad you brought it up. Well, the question is, where are they now? What are you doing? This show's been off the air for a while. You had done a syndicated show. What are you working on these days?
Well, after I left, CAU and went to New York, we both worked at Channel 5.
Right.
I wrote some books, one which was a teenage book, The Private Life of the American Teenager, and went around, did all the talk shows. And a friend of mine and I have just finished a screenplay.
Really? What kind of a movie?
It's an, pardon the expression, R-rated screenplay.
An R-rated movie from Pixanne?
I know, but it's charming.
What do you think about that, folks?
No? Well, maybe we'll make it PG. Better? Okay. It's about relationships and infidelity and marriage and
one thing I have to say about Jane Norman here is one great tennis player. You're still hitting the ball around, right?
I am.
Let's have a nice thank you for Pixanne. Jane Norman, thank you for coming.
Fun to be here.
It's very good to see you. We're going to be back with a blast from the past. Rock and roll music right after this.
In just a few seconds, I'll tell you how you can get life's elegant designer telephone